on there, hands free.
Yeah.
Hold up your piece of siding, pull it out, nailed it. It set the nails exactly how you would expect it to set a nail.
Hey, what's up? Barnaby here. So you want to know more about the Do-It-Fast pneumatic coil siding nailer? Do-It-Fast. You might not recognize the name because that's what you told me, right? Right. This is Ken, the tool tester, but I did a little research, and these guys actually invented the first pneumatic tool back in 1935 and went on to develop the first siding nailer in '68. So some history to the company, but we're going to talk about how this all worked for you. That's the bottom line, right? So some quick stats. 300 nails to the magazine, 1.25 to 2.5 long, and if you're a person that doesn't like to leave marks on the side of the house, it's got 2 no-mar tips. One here, and then when this one goes flying off and you don't know where it is, then there's a replacement for you right there. So, that said, what we'd like to do is get to the bottom of things, as I said, about putting tools into the hands of testers and get your take on the performance, the design, the quality, and the value. But first, let's talk about you. What do you do?
I do home remodeling.
Mm-hmm.
Exterior, we do roofing, siding, windows.
Mm-hmm.
Interior, we do kitchens, bathrooms, you name it. Inside the house, we take care of it.
Excellent. So let's talk about the patient. What were you working on this time with the remodel job?
Working on a house from the 1870s
Mm-hmm.
that had siding put on about 20 years ago. The siding was a fiberboard siding that had failed due to water damage.
Right.
And so we replaced it with a cement board siding, which this nailer came in handy with putting that cement board siding up.
Okay, so then let's talk about it as far as just setting the nails. Did it do a good job?
Did a good job. It set the nails exactly how you would expect it to set a nail.
Mm-hmm.
Once we got it set up for the depth that was required to go through the density of material,
Mm-hmm.
it shot them just fine.
Okay, well, let's talk about how it felt in your hand, because, you know, it's like anything. It's like, it can be balanced, unbalanced, heavy, not heavy. Tell me about it.
Well, this is balanced pretty good right at the center point.
Mm-hmm.
Older nailers were quite heavy. This is actually a decent weight.
Mm-hmm.
We have a no-mar tip on there,
Mm-hmm.
which is great. Well, especially on a white siding, which I was using, if you were to slip down the siding with it,
Mm-hmm.
the metal, if it didn't have a no-mar tip, leaves a black mark on the siding.
Right.
Well, I don't want to clean all the siding off that I'm putting on. I want to nail it up and be done with it. So
Absolutely.
that helps out a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, with that second tip, if this one were to wear out or whatever, because parts wear out, they just do.
Sure. Okay, so what about jams or anything? Because that's part of the deal, right?
Yes, it did jam twice on me right when we started.
Mm-hmm.
However, we did figure out that the nails just had to be set just a little bit back because it throws the nail in and then drives it all at once. So if you slid it all the way in, it drove 2 nails in at the same time.
Okay.
Not all of them you have to mess with it like that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But once you get it down, you know what you're doing, right?
yep, just with any tool has its own little things that you need to figure out to run it correctly.
Works.
So,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, so how about just the action? After you figured it out, did it just go through the coil, no problems, no jams?
Yeah, went through the coil, no jams.
Mm-hmm.
It shoots there's the plastic piece that holds all the nails that comes out the front.
Mm-hmm.
And occasionally that gets really long and you got to tear it off, but
Mhm.
that's just
Okay.
common. Depth adjustment,
Mm-hmm.
that worked well. And going into the switch here, or the trigger, they have more than one trigger with this unit, which one's for driving single nails and the other one's for driving multiple nails in a rapid fire motion.
Sure.
I would prefer to have a switch on the trigger
Mhm.
that it allows you to adjust from rapid fire or not rapid fire,
Sure.
because I do so many different things with siding and roofing and putting up fencing and putting in decks. I want the ability to switch that quickly, because from day to day I don't want to be changing my trigger.
Yeah, but I guess a large number of siding nailers or nailers period come with either or, right? Because they just say, you know what, you probably pick your bump or single and you stick with it. But like you say, you want a little bit of versatility.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So carry on. What else you got to tell me?
Going back here, we have the hook that you can hook. That's actually designed to hook onto a board. However, that doesn't work with this unit.
Mm-hmm.
Framing nailers typically have that for hanging on a...
Yeah, like a rafter hook.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this actually works great for your belt hook.
Mm-hmm.
Put it on there, hands free.
Yeah.
Hold up your piece of siding, pull it out, nail it in. So
Okay. Is that adjustable? Can you flip it over?
This, if you were left-handed, you could flip it to the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Be able to hook it on the other side. So that's.
Okay. What about the coupler?
It did come with a coupler. Some of them don't. So I'm very happy that the company spent the extra 2 cents to give me the coupler.
Right. Yeah. I never understood why they don't just throw one in the box for you, because it doesn't work without it, right? Okay. And then what about this? On a hot day, it's just like, hey, just put it right in my face, right? But sometimes you don't want that to happen. Is that adjustable?
Yes, the exhaust is adjustable,
Mm-hmm.
which is nice to keep the dust out of your face.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Cool. Okay, now let's talk about the quality of it, because you want what you're going to buy to last. So, based on your experience with nailers of this ilk, do you think this one's going to hold up? Any problems you see with it?
It's going to hold up just about as well as any other nailer.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, if I were to drop this, stuff would break.
Yeah.
But that's just the nature of it.
Yep.
Just about anything you drop is going to break, especially if you drop it from 2 stories.
Right, and if you get lucky, it hits on this side, but bam.
Yeah.
But that's replaceable. I was talking to our spec guy back over on the other side of things, and he goes, "Yeah, you can order up another one." Then let's talk about the value proposition. Guys on the job say, "Hey, Ken, haven't seen you with the Do-It-Fast before. How's it working?" And you tell them about it, and then they'll ask you the question, "Should I buy one?" What would you tell them?
I would say probably have to shop around a bit, because this is priced higher than what I would expect, considering it does basically what any other nailer does.
Okay.
Puts the nail in the siding, it puts it in correctly, and that's what I would expect from one that's up there in the similar price range, but this is on the higher end.
Okay, so it doesn't have any extra features that make it a super special nailer.
Not really.
Okay. All right, you know what? This is your big opportunity to be like Ken and tell us what you know about Do-It-Fast pneumatic coil siding nailers in our community, right? You can just become a member and then just tell us all about it, or tell us about other nailers you have that might be up for consideration. It's just a big share fest after all, because we all want to find the right tool for the job.